Oh, can't hear you. Can you hear me? Go out and come back in.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, dude, my microphone on my fucking phone is whack. And I was like, Dre, I'm pretty sure I used my fucking earbuds last time. She's like, oh, yeah, you did. I'm going to flip you. How you
Good.
doing,
How are
buddy?
you?
Merry
Christmas, my
Merry
friend.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I love you, dude. Thanks for doing
Oh,
this.
yeah, for sure. How was your guys'
I
Christmas?
appreciate it. It was all right.
Yeah? What'd the boy get?
He got Technic Legos.
Oh, nice.
Is it V-Bucks for fucking Fortnite? And a ton of other shit. He got a fucking Adidas tracksuit.
Oh, nice. Looking like Run DMC over there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He walked out today with Vans on. I'm like, oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get some shell toes.
You can't mix brands, buddy. You can't mix brands.
Right. Hi, Finn. Finn and Dre are watching. I told him I would give him a shout out.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. He's such a good dude.
Oh, yeah. How's things out there?
Good.
Cold?
Hustling.
Yeah.
You know. Should I flip this around?
To what?
Well, everything's backwards.
Oh, man. I can actually, it reads forwards to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me flip this thing around then.
Yeah, it reads forwards to me.
Yeah, I didn't know if, I don't know how this shit.
I think it's always easier when you can see the screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let me turn the fucking heater off, too.
Ugh, what? That's an ugly view right there. Gross.
I know, dude. It's horrible. That's good, huh?
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
How's your Christmas? How's everything going?
Oh, it was good, man. We didn't really do too much. You know, we spent Christmas Eve with my father-in-law's house and at that night, you know, and then Christmas Day, I just I cooked a turkey on the smoker and, you know.
I saw that. Looked good.
Yeah. Just kind of did a little bit of nothing, you know. Tomorrow I go see my kids. My son came in from the
Yep. Yeah. I feel you. I feel like I had all this extra time and it disappeared every day. Yeah. Yeah. It's brutal. It's brutal. Oh, really?
you know, just fully enclose it, windows, air conditioning, the whole 9 yards, and then it'll be a full podcast studio.
Go all out with it.
Yeah, yep. So this last week we got it cleared off, and now I got to cut some shelving off of it because it's like it's a mezzanine built on top of like pallet racking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so they had those shelves over here on where you can't see, but that came up through the floor, and so I'm going to cut them flush with the floor, so that way we can build the walls all the way around. You know.
That'd be good. So you're gonna get back into podcasting, huh?
Yeah. That's been a big goal of ours this year. You know, just trying to get this, you know, studio thing kind of happening. It's been a little bit of a mission, but it's slowly coming along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, next adventure. You know, one day at a time.
Daily hustle, brother.
Yeah. So you guys busy at the shop out there or what?
We are, man.
Yeah.
We trying to get a bike done for Mama Tried. You in?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And 2024 turbo bike.
Oh.
And a whole bunch of other shit on it. Yeah.
Wow.
The center cooled turbo bike. Yeah.
Everybody's doing it. Turbo everything, brother.
I guess.
That's cool though. Fuck
yeah.
it.
It'll be a
You
big
know?
big motor and Ward heads and Ward intake and throttle body and all the goody good to go stuff.
Yeah. I
It's
never
gonna
ridden a
be
turbo
a
bike before.
bad mother jammer. They're
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, I've done a
Yeah.
couple. I did one when I was working in a dealership, and it was a bad thing. That was like early. No, let's see. I think that was a Rushmore twin cam, and
Yeah.
the customer could not leave the wastegate alone and blew the thing up.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And yeah, but it was
Yeah.
stock. I think we did a cam in it, but other than that, it was stock, and it was hella fun when it ran.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How and because, like, when you do the turbos like that, I mean, you don't generally really want a big cubic inch motor, right? You kinda how does that work? I don't have much any knowledge on that.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah?
So I don't think cubic inches matter. We sent out the crank, had the crank welded, and the bearings redone basically. Um, Other than that, on the bottom end, nothing. But there, you don't want it to. It doesn't need a huge cam. It needs a pretty mild cam, so like a torquey cam,
Yep.
because you're slamming all that extra intake in there.
Yep.
Uh, but you need flow, so it's getting it. It helps. I don't know. It's kind of like how far you want, how badass you want to be. I don't know, anything over 170, 180 horsepower. It's like I don't know.
Unrideable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now,
Just bragging,
yeah,
but it's
right.
fun, man.
Is so somebody told me that you would want like a more of a low compression motor for turbo. Is that true?
I guess so. Yeah, because you're
Okay.
building compression
Is it
with
because you're building the compression with the
right
turbo?
with a
Okay.
blower or turbo. So like
Gotcha.
that 124 um, blower bike we did, the FXR Tour, not this year, but the year before.
Yep.
We did. I had stroker plates cut out for that 124 S&S motor that dropped the compression down to like 9 to 1 or 8.5 to 1. I forget which
Got
one. Just because you're jamming so much in there, you don't need the static compression.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you kind of offset it with the low
Yeah,
compression. That
yeah,
way, high compression can essentially roll through higher
right.
compression than you'd have.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Now, what would happen if you didn't do that?
I guess you can't run that much boost. I don't know what
Gotcha.
the gains are from running more boost or already having that compression built in.
Gotcha.
It's definitely not my specialty. I'm new to it
Yeah,
all
yeah,
too.
yeah.
You know.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. And that's all something that I'd have never.
Yeah,
I've
follow the
like
experts.
I've dabbled in learning a little bit,
Right.
but and so I talk to people, and that's why I'm like, I heard this, I heard that. Um, I met a dude a few years ago now who built a turbo FXR turbo twin cam FXR. That he does a lot of stuff with Arlen Ness, and I would pick his brain a whole lot because I want to do a turbocharged shovelhead FXR. But just kind of trying to learn the little tidbits, and he was able to fuel inject it, and these other, or his was an Evo motor, sorry, a turboed Evo fuel injected motor.
Yeah.
So I was really picking his brains on the fuel injection stuff and how he did it, and he used one of those Motec systems, and
Right.
then so he kind of gave me a lot of information that I have like a lot of screenshots of late night DMs, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
one day I'll finally go back to it and just really dissect it and then talk to him a lot more, But it's
Yeah.
that's always kind of been a little project I have. I have the motor and everything. I just gotta kind of dumb down the compression and stuff on it.
Yeah.
'Cause I think those
Man, I
SNS
realized. Go ahead.
I think those SNS shovelhead motors are like 10 to 1 compression.
Yeah, I think in
Yeah,
general you want to be well. Now with the M8, you can stay around 10, 10
yeah,
and a half, 10,
because those
because
heads are so
it's
overbuilt.
yeah. But I know shovelhead for sure. The compression chamber sucks, or the combustion chamber sucks. Just the design and the pop up piston, like
Yep.
there's a whole bunch of problems with it where you build heat basically from the design. A
Yeah.
little bit with Evo is a little bit better. Twin cam's better than that. So I think it's kind of shovelhead. You probably have to run like 7.5 to 1 or 8 to 1, and then Evo is a little better, and twin cam's better than that. And M8 you can basically run stock compression, which
Gotcha.
that
Yeah.
that 24 is a 10.3 to 1,
Wow. Yeah.
which I think we're dropping. I'm talking to a couple guys that Pete Nowaski and the
Yep.
guy from the Ward Performance guy, the head mother in charge. We're trying
Yep.
to. I'm leaning on them heavily to tell me
Yeah,
what
yeah,
to do. Other than
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah. I figured my best bet if I'm going to do that is probably go with the Speed and Science top end setup, and then have those
yeah,
heads built how I need them to be built.
get it
And
before that 25% fucking import tax, right?
if not,
Isn't
I got
it?
like January 2nd, bro.
Yeah. He posted something on, hey, if
I saw that.
you want top end parts, get at it while the getting's good. Like, holy
Yeah,
shit,
I
man! I
mean,
never thought about that. That
depending
and
on how much
oil.
that costs, man, I'll just drive them fucking over the border and get it.
I went to the Harley dealership and we were talking about oil. I'm like, so is oil gonna will that get import tax like anything else? Or is it if it's an American owned company?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's not
I'm
get
a little
political.
confused on the way this is going to happen. The way I understand it, and I mean, I could be very well be wrong. I'm not saying what I'm saying is right, but it was something like it's basically incentive for a company that was overseas or that we're importing from to build some sort of facility here in the United States,
Yeah.
right? So if they
Gotcha.
have a facility here like that kicks the tariff fucking thing. That's just kind of the way I piece it together, or somebody told me. I don't fucking know, but
Yeah.
I don't. What am I going to do about it anyways? I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Fuck.
If it's good for the country, then we'll deal with it. There's
Yeah,
so much other shit
yeah. Or
I'd
people
rather
will
make
complain for the
American
next four
companies money.
years
Yeah.
until somebody else comes into place, so somebody else can complain, and then it's
Yeah.
just this never-ending, perpetuated cycle of complaining on Twitter.
Right. Let's just not forget how much fucking everything's spiraled into fucking being overly expensive where we can't afford it. And everybody
Yeah,
kind of forgot after fucking the COVID scare.
yeah.
We're
But
just still paying ridiculous prices for everything. Oh, it never
yeah,
went back down. Yeah.
but everybody's got
Whatever.
to buy a new truck every year.
Right.
That's the problem.
Buy into the
We are a
system.
crazy consumerism society. And
Yeah.
nobody can keep anything longer than like 6 months. They got a new iPhone every fucking year now. It's like, how much better is the camera? You put like 4 more lenses on the backside and say it's better. It's the fucking same phone,
Right.
man. Fuck, dude. I can't. This world, man.
I know.
One day I'm just gonna try to disconnect.
Let's all invest in shovel heads. We'll just rebuild them every year, brother. You know
Right?
what I'm saying?
I got an SNS one. Hopefully, I don't have to rebuild it that often.
Nah. Hey, are you doing anything with the tour this year?
I don't know. I'm not.
No.
I don't think I would be a responsible builder, but I
Yeah.
don't know what is happening beyond
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
Justin said something in Texas about, hey, you should build a bike, and I'm like, dude, I can't commit to that. And
Yeah.
so, but I offered my services in any other way possible. You
Okay.
know, I'd love to say I could commit, and it'd be fun, I'm sure, but I'm not good with deadlines, man. I'd fuck, and the last thing I would want with everything else I got going on is to not make it. Then I just feel like an idiot. So I got to
Yeah.
know where I'm good. Know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
For sure. This year was. I mean, yeah. I've been on both ends of that.
Yep.
The side that didn't make it and the side that made it, and
Yep.
dealing. Yeah. It's a man. It's a process. It's a big commitment. People
Yeah.
don't realize that. And
100%. Building a
yeah.
bike, man, especially like, I mean, again, building a bike and then building a bike, right? So there's two
Yeah.
different ways now. There's you buy a bunch of stuff and you bolt it on, and that's just time. But the other
Time
side
and
of it
money.
is it's the other side of it's vision and like what you did. That's a lot of time, not just work time, but like brain time, man. And you got a
Yeah.
full-time job, you got kids, you got a wife, you can't it's a lot, it's a big juggle. It's a huge juggle,
It is.
you know.
I went into work today and was talking to Paul about, man, I put weight. I feel like shit after the holidays because I put
Yep.
weight back on.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, stress. I'm like, yep, 100%. I'm like, I'm not eating about the same. My wife's like, you weren't eating much. I'm like, I was eating, but it's all the fucking stress. I
Oh
lost like
yeah.
20 pounds and I've put on probably 15 back on. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's super happy I did it and encourage
Oh yeah.
anyone to, if you have, the means and want to do it, get involved and figure out
Yeah.
a way to get build a bike, man. It's fucking great.
Yeah. I mean, let's hear your story. I mean, that's kind of
Hell yeah.
partially why we're doing this. I mean, let's talk about what got you into the tour for one, and why you wanted to do it.
Yeah. I want to do it because I'm not saying we failed, but we didn't finish on time with bare knuckle.
Yep.
We stepped back and assessed what we want to do and what we wanted to accomplish with the bike, and we weren't going to be able to do it in time. We could
Yeah.
have thrown stuff together, and it was a magnet charger bike. There's a lot that went into that, a lot of polishing, a lot of figuring out where to get the fucking parts to fix the shit that was wrong with it. That was
Yep.
a
I remember.
major hurdle.
Yeah.
Machine time, monoshock, a whole bunch of shit went into it, and we were within a couple weeks of being done, and we started getting pretty nervous about it. And at I can't remember when we basically threw in the towel. We didn't really throw in the towel. When we decided not to push forward with what was going on was probably
Yeah.
like the last 3 or 4 days. It was,
Yeah.
hey, Chrome's fucking up. The Chrome we got was shitty. We respect the guys that we were building with, FXR Division, TBJ, Jace, Justin, Heath, trying to remember everybody.
Yeah.
Easy Rider Cycle, Rennie, what's his name? Yeah. Anyways, Main Drive Cycle, Corey. We respected them enough to be like, hey, we could throw this thing together and we probably wouldn't make it and show it with some shit.
Yeah.
Brian from Clem's Speed Shop too.
Yep.
And we decided just to pull back and finish the bike right. And we finished it for Mama Tried. Dude, it's a bad Mama Jamba.
Oh,
It's
you
a
definitely.
whole
I
hell of
I
fun.
was there when
Yeah.
Sam unloaded it out of the trailer at
Yeah.
Mama Tried, man.
It's in the new hot bike this month.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
We won the FXR show, the big pick for FXR show in Sturgis, and got to be on, almost won the best of Sturgis show and all that stuff. And yeah, the way we finished it, there's a bunch of stuff that we were basically putting off and got back into it. Like I said, assessed what was going on, pulled a bunch of shit off, sent it off for Chrome instead of polish, and did all the shit that we wanted to do. And
Yeah.
so that being said,
polish is hard, man. It's pretty, but it never is chrome.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it takes 30 seconds of, you don't have to touch it and shit turns to piss.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And upkeep on it is just rough.
Yeah. And you want to look nice, and you want to be able to ride it and come back and not have to pull it back apart to polish it for the next show. Just wipe it down. That's a big thing. I don't like cleaning fucking bikes.
No.
So that being said, we didn't make it the year. I had obviously a big part in that. Was super disappointed, and may have shed some tears over the situation, but had a great killer time on the FXR tour. It was absolutely a killer bunch of guys. Every stop was great. Durango was great. I'm going to forget where we stopped, but it was an awesome time, and kind of wanted to do it, but I felt like I didn't have a place in the next tour, and didn't, whatever happens. This summer, there's a couple people who kind of backed out for other commitments and couldn't come through with what they were doing. And Brian Shimke, TPJ Brian, him and I text and goof around a whole bunch, and he was kind of expressing, I need to find somebody. I'm like, hey man, let me know. I know I did it last year kind of, but I'd like to I've got some what I feel like were some off the wall ideas and something that set me apart, or at least be in a different channel or be different. I've got the means, I've got the motor, I've got half the time, but I really want to do it. He says, you're in. Let me talk to Justin, and let's see what's going on. So I got into it. And here we are. After,
here we are.
A summer of craziness, and my wife, I'm still married. My kid remembers my name. A bike got done, and had a blast and great experience, and met and got to know some guys that I didn't know before, knew a
Yeah.
couple of them, but got to know them a lot better and shared experiences. It was incredible. It was a great time
Yeah.
for sure.
How many hours do you think you got in that bike right there behind you?
Man, the frame was probably a week's worth of work straight without obviously got a semi full time job. It's a
Yeah, yeah,
motorcycle
yeah.
job, so there's a little back and forth with that. But and I was able to take some time away from work to do some stuff and work on the frame. But it was basically a week straight on the frame alone, like 80 hours, 40 hours. Yeah, probably more like 80 hours.
Wow.
Just with figuring out, and you know how when you haven't, there is no recipe for. I feel like there's no recipe for what I did.
No.
I've never. I don't have a ton of experience doing FXR frames. We do a bunch of frames at work, but they're high neck stuff and pretty straightforward modifications. The
Yep.
taking basically the neck and the front cradle and replicating the rest in a different, like squeezing it up. What I basically narrowed it about an inch and a quarter on each side.
Yep.
I didn't know how to do it, so there's a lot of time of standing there going, okay, the whole looking and figuring out and
Yeah.
second guessing and yeah, man.
Wondering what you
So
got yourself into?
questioning life decisions and yeah,
Yeah.
lots of grinding and sanding and baby steps and redoing shit. And,
Yeah. So, I
yeah,
mean, I feel like, staring at the bike is part of the build. Like, there's
100%.
always, like, through the process of building a bike, there's hours and hours of just sitting in a chair next to the bike, staring at it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like, because it's like that's where everything starts to come into play, like, like, and you're literally just, this just staring at this fucking thing. What'd you get done today? Nothing. Fucking nothing.
yeah,
But I thought about a lot of things, you
yeah. I
know?
realized I realized I could fix what I fucked up, or
Yep.
it's not as fucked up as I thought, or
Yeah.
there's
Yep.
man, there's times I stepped back from the back of that bike and thought I had to start over multiple times. Like, man, that is fucking off, and it wasn't. It was just the way I was looking at it. The measurement I took was off, or whatever. Just it could be fixed. It
Yeah.
was okay, or it could be fixed, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
there's a lot of that. And yeah, good shit. Makes you more of a man. Puts hair in your
Yeah.
chest.
It's again, man.
Makes you
There's two
lose weight.
different. Yeah, right. There's two different builds right now, man. It's purchase everything at shameless plug speed-kingcycle.com and bolt it on your bike, or there's hand built, like, where you're actually still fabricating, you're still chopping frames, and you're doing all this stuff, and in both cases there's a lot of times where you got to make things work, because even if you do bolt everything on, a lot of times they don't go together. You know what I mean? So you got to have a little bit of ingenuity in you still and make shit work. But
Yeah.
going deep like this from nothing, that's a big deal, man. That's huge. I
You
mean, the
say a
fuck.
lot of the time shit doesn't work together, but
Yeah,
I think it's most of the time.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
not to not pointing finger. Never would point fingers. It's just the way shit is.
It
You
is.
figure I'm going to be able to bolt this. Even your master cylinder,
Yep.
bolt a master cylinder on, and it'll work with this whatever clutch with this switch housing or handlebar or whatever. Yeah, I wish it
Yeah.
was that easy,
Oh yeah, it'd be
and
great. But
sometimes it is.
sometimes the
It's
stars
not
align,
usually.
man. But
Yeah,
what people don't get, again, because we've kind of become this weird society of just bolt on and buy and bolt on. But like, all these other manufacturers don't know all these other manufacturers, and they don't do this. They don't hang out and, like, oh,
yeah,
send me parts, let's see if everything works together. Like, that doesn't there's too many combinations. You couldn't
right.
even do it. There's just no fucking way. I
There's
mean,
I will give credit. There's a skill to figuring out what works with what and with what,
yep,
figuring out the recipe. And there's a bunch of people who put really, really nice spice together and they know, okay, I'm working with, whether it's I'll plug Speed Dealer. Frank from Speed Dealer, I know his swing arm will work with this brake bracket, which will work with this wheel, which will work with this wheel spacer, which will, down the line. They
yep,
have that recipe. There's an art to that.
yep,
That's not necessarily my steez. I like to switch stuff up and
Yeah.
do different shit every time. But there's some skill and pretty some guys putting together some shit that makes me pissed off when they're knocking out bikes every week,
Right.
and I'm
Right.
struggling for trying
Right.
to get yeah,
They're probably way smarter than us. They probably write shit down.
yeah, exactly.
I do it once and then I fucking figure it out again the next time.
Yeah,
It's like instead you just write shit down and probably save a lot of time.
right. I need
Right.
a
So
secretary to hang out with me all day.
right, just record you.
Write this down. Write this down.
What do you think the hardest part of this bike was?
Oh, the frame for sure.
Frame?
Yeah, it was a lot of
Yeah.
work. I don't know. I'm struggling with the post build depression of was all the fucking effort worth it? It was.
It was.
I've gone back and forth and sleepless nights of who's going to notice, and man, I fucking love this bike. It's
Yeah,
looking at it and stepping back and seeing how what it turned out to be, and
yeah.
you know,
It's a beautiful bike. Beautiful.
it is. It doesn't. I don't. It's not 40 over stretched out with
Yeah.
bedazzled wheels, whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
the people who I respect and took the time to to talk to me about it and notice shit that I fucking maybe well up and dude, Heath Heath Pinter works as Saddleman.
Yep.
He did the first tour. He took me aside when we were in where were we at? Hot Springs, Arkansas. He came out with the FXR division guys and
Yep.
Shinky and all those guys and hung out with us, and we get back to the bar and he's like, "Dude, show me your fucking bike, man," and like took me aside and sat on it, and like I didn't have to say a word. He was pointing out shit and being like, "Dude, this is
Yeah.
all like just awesome shit like that." I'm at the show and that happened multiple times of people who I have like high respect for, like,
Yeah.
"Hey, dude, your bike's fucking killer." It That meant more to me than anything, like, it felt so fucking good to have guys like that just make me like, they took the time to look at it, they saw what I was trying to do, they understood the effort, they understood the time, they knew everything without having to say a word about it.
Yeah.
And
Which is here's a weird thing, right? With your bike, it's kind of almost hard to notice some of the details because it's done so well and clean. You know what I mean? It looks factory. And so it's kind of this weird thing about your bike. You know what I mean? Like a regular person at a glance is going to be like, yeah, it's just a stretched out FXR. You know what I mean? And they're not
right,
going to realize all the rest of the work that went into that frame and stuff like that. Which is good and bad, right? I see it as good.
right,
I like that because I'm always like I like factory modified, which is like to me like bikes that look factory but are fully fucking wild. You know what I mean? I think that's a really like classy way to do things, but at the same time, it's like it can get passed up, right? It can get just walked by or glanced at, and people, again, that have never picked up a welder or anything like that, they're never going to see it. They're never going to notice, you know.
right,
But
right, because
you
it
know,
didn't turn into, you know I didn't put a pike nut on this so you would fucking look at it.
yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? That's not the best example, but
No, yeah, no,
that's
it
yeah.
is.
It's
It's weird
I
sometimes because again, it's just like kind of this weird thing. Like I use this thought on like seats too, right? We make custom saddleman seats for people all the time. Some of these guys they want to go wild with their seat. They got like 14 different colors of stitching on there, and I'm like, man, do you want the coolest thing on your bike to be the fucking seat or the bike? You know what I mean? Like, why do you want to take so much attention away from the bike with a fucking seat? Like
right.
I love the seats, but they don't need to be like fucking crazy flashy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of a weird little I don't know. It's weird. It's
It
for
should be a compliment to the bike. It should match the
exactly,
bike.
exactly.
If your bike is fucking covered in, you know, fucking snake skin, Yeah, your dash should match your fucking
Yeah.
seat. You know, it should used to see it, but
Right.
if it,
Right.
yeah,
How
exactly.
was it? So how many miles do you have on this bike now?
So I think I'm like 1,500. I got an oil change sitting here.
Oh,
I gotta
nice.
do I gotta do my 1K.
There we go. There we
But yeah,
go.
I got like 100 or 200 when I got back in October.
Yeah.
Weather changed pretty good, and I had to catch up with life. But
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, we did over 1,000 down there. I forget what Scott Wheeler said. He kept good track, but
Yeah.
yeah, I literally had I think 20 miles on it before I rode to Troy or to Hawk Point where
Yep.
Bare Knuckles at,
Yep.
and that's 65 miles away. Made that and jumped on it, and yeah,
Did you
hammered
never had
down.
any issues? Nothing. Just ripped and roared.
Nothing that kept me on. You know, I ran out of gas. So this tank actually gets over 100 miles a gallon, but
Wow.
on our first stretch, it was I'm sorry, 100 miles out of the tank, not a
Yeah,
gallon.
I got you. I
Yeah.
figured out what you said.
we
Like goddamn,
I
it's
thought I
Tesla tank.
missed right. I missed the gas stop, so everybody the whole way was like, "You got enough gas?" And like had to fill up twice out of Seth Whiteley gave me some gas, and Sam stopped and got a soda bottle full of gas, and a couple of this guy Hank got me some gas. But the rest of the trip is like, "You got enough gas?" Like, dude, I'm getting like 130 out of this tank, and I don't have a turbo. The turbo guys, we got to worry about them. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that was a little slip up. I had some stuff rubbing, like just chain smacking, and no, but nothing major, man. It did great. The motor did great. It's a pretty simple motor. Everything else, it's all that time spent staring and thinking, and
Yeah.
I feel like it paid off. It's not anything crazy.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, you build some really fucking cool, clean bikes, man. And this thing is a fucking masterpiece for sure. You know,
thanks,
uh,
man.
I've gotten to see it in person, so it's a beautiful bike, man. I was very stoked to see it in Texas, and you did a fantastic job.
Thank you. It's I'm pretty proud of it. It's
Will you
not
do it
the
again?
what
The
build
tour,
another bike. Yes,
the tour,
I think maybe if it keeps going for 10 years, and there's like
or reunion
anyone
tour?
who's ever built a bike before, you want to build another one, and there's like
Yeah,
20 of us, that'd be fucking killer. Or even
yeah,
5 years and 10 years, that'd be
yep,
awesome. I
yep.
would do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I personally think the FXR Tour is one of the coolest things that's happened in the motorcycle industry lately. You know what I mean? It just everything it stands for is awesome. I love the thing. I'm really excited for them to keep going with it. It's pushing people, man. And what that does is people like you building bikes like this. What that does is inspire somebody else to try it too. You know what I mean? And
right,
that's what we need right now. We need
dude.
people.
Turbos are huge right now.
Yeah, turbos are
Who'd
huge,
have
but
thunk
we
it?
need people
Right?
thinking outside of the box, man, and think and doing and just pushing themselves to build some fucking cool bikes again. Like let's
Yeah,
fucking build cool bikes again. I almost miss fat tire chopper days. Almost.
that's you. They still sell breakouts,
Oh
Steve. If you want to go get a breakout.
no, I'm pretty. Hey man, I'm in the area where Daytech used to live, so I'm pretty sure I could find some bikes around here pretty easy. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
but
No, it's great. I would totally do.
yeah, yeah. That's how it happens, though, man. Just by doing. Oh, you there still? I'm here.
I'm here. Are you there?
I'm here. Are you
Okay,
there?
I'm there.
Okay.
Are you here? Okay.
I'm there. Let's do a
Dude,
walk around of this thing.
I got a, yeah. I'm not on Wi-Fi. I'm on I got like a thing that
Oh
boosts my cell. No, we're good.
God,
I
you gotta
got
get
like a cell phone signal
yeah,
booster.
like
I'm
a
at like
hotspot.
5 bars. Dude, it's fucking better than a hotspot,
You gotta get that Starlink, boy.
dude. It's well, so there's a not to diverge, but there's a cell tower like 500 yards from here, right?
Oh,
But
okay,
I'm in a brick building. So
gotcha.
there's a cell signal booster that I just put outside of my shop, and
Yep.
it broadcasts. They have I've got cell power all day long, son.
I don't have cell power where I live, man. I'm in the boonies, so I'm
Right?
on Starlink. Or I wouldn't. We wouldn't be able to do this.
Really?
Oh God, no! You can't even make a phone call on my property.
Hmm.
It's the
That's why you never
best.
call me back.
Yeah, it's the best when you don't want to talk to nobody. You just turn off the Wi-Fi. Ain't nobody fucking calling you then.
Yeah.
let's,
So
let's
I think things are shaping up for the new for the next round of tour. I've got a little insight
Oh
with
yeah,
the guys. Yeah, it'll be good.
is there?
There's
So
some
how?
pretty strong builders.
Explain to people how it works. They have to be. If I'm mistake me if I'm wrong, they have to be nominated by previous year's builders, correct?
Correct. And I'm not gonna. I won't speak out of turn. It's Justin and Scott Wheeler, and they've kind of
Yep,
taken it
Scott's
over.
in here right now. He's listening to us.
Nice. I love Scott, my my dog. But so if you're on the tour as an invited builder from the previous year, you get to invite someone else the next year.
Yeah,
Um, so I've got someone who he's a mutual friend of ours that I won't mention, but I'm pushing him pretty hard to do it.
yeah,
Um, so there'll be another round of builders, and then I think Scott and Justin, not to spill the beans, that are going to mix it up a little bit for the garage builder and do something a little different. There's
yep,
there's a bunch of dudes building bikes who are trying to do it, so that's awesome to see. That aren't necessarily anyone you would, I don't want to say no because we
yeah.
all know them, but
I'm
anyone
just.
that
I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm rooting for my boy Nick Rogers.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm rooting for
yeah,
Nick, man. I want him to be a part of it.
dude,
Okay, Scott, you
he's a
heard me.
great dude. He's a great dude
Yeah.
for sure.
Chuck
He
Chuck said nominate is the same as curse.
right. Yes, that's the guy I'm talking to. I talked to him on the phone today. I'm like, all right, he's still kind of on the fence, but he wants to do it. He's working things out. I'm like,
Yeah,
you can't let me down, dude,
yeah,
because then I got to find somebody else,
yeah,
or like, and that's
yeah.
already pressure. And I've got, yeah,
It's a big
there's
commitment, man.
it is. I felt like I didn't know who I wanted to ask, and well, I was having trouble. There's a couple guys who made the potential probably the right decision and said no
Yeah,
because they're too busy. And
yeah,
there's a couple guys out there that I hope get nominations. Um, I've had the guy that I want to do it on my mind for a while, and he's a good buddy of mine. He's been in this business for probably 40 years. He's built a bunch of killer bikes, and he's local to the St. Louis area, and
yeah,
he's a pimp. And I'm
yeah,
hoping he comes through. But he's smart enough to like lay it all out and
yeah,
realize what he can do and commit at the right time, or commit if
yeah,
he's it's going to work out for him.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's
fingers crossed.
yeah. I mean, again, it's a big commitment because it's one thing to build a bike, and then oh, the week before you think it's going to be done, you run into an issue that puts you out another month. But you can't do that on this. It's got to be done
Right.
certain day on the road, ready to rip miles.
Yeah.
Like that's what I enjoy about the FXR Tour the most is that it's not just you know putting a bike together and bring it to a show. The fucking bike doesn't even have internals in it. There's no
Right.
wiring, there's no oil. Like
Yeah.
people just bring bikes to shows. That's cool and all. It's a nice piece of artwork. It's not a rideable motorcycle though.
Right.
And one of the best parts about the tour is you guys not only have to build these pieces of art, but then you have to get on them and ride them for 1,000 miles or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever the distance is, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I really liked about when Biltwell took over the people's champ for Born Free, because show class before show class disappeared used to do it, and literally bikes didn't even fucking run. You know what I mean? And when
Yeah.
Biltwell took it over, they had to do this. Maybe it's only 60 miles or something, like from Biltwell, up around the Ortegas or something to the Cook's Corner location. But it'll tell you if the people's bikes run or not. You know what I mean? And it makes a big difference to me. It does.
Yeah.
So
It's an ode to the biker build off days, man.
yeah,
Which
100%.
is we've had man, that's talk about inspiration is
Uh huh.
those guys. That was the timing was perfect for all that going down, and that's what inspired me, a lot of that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
huge.
it's awesome.
It was
Yeah.
huge. That's when I
Those
got into
dudes
Harleys, man. I was, I think I was 19 years old when I first started working on stuff, working on frames and shit, and that's what got me into it is like biker build off stuff, you know what I mean? Watching those dudes, and like I think I texted you and told you, but we got Paul Yaffe coming on for an episode next month. I don't
right?
know. I'm pretty fucking excited, to get to sit there and talk to some of these OGs of this shit. It's it's pretty exciting to me.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We're
let's see
that
this
age,
bike,
man.
man. Let's show the people the let's
Hell
show the
yeah.
people the finished product of this motorcycle.
Should I flip this or what? What do you think?
Yeah, you could flip it and then kind of give us a walk around, talk about it. Because the last time we saw this bike on the video was, you didn't have tins. I think the frame
No,
was still bare metal.
it was for sure.
Yeah.
I
So who
can't
did the
think.
paint? Is that Sean
That's
Imperial
Sean
House?
Long. Yeah, you know Sean
Yep. Yeah, that
from
guy's a
Imperial House.
phenomenal painter, man.
I beat his ass up by giving him 0 time
Look
and said
at that.
we were gonna do flames, dude. I love it. It's
I love that he wrapped it under the tank. Oh,
yeah, for sure.
that was so smart.
So I gave him the Pinterest colorway, and I said, let's not do flames. I still
Yep.
second guess the flames, but because flames are fucking bitching. But dude,
Yeah.
he knocked it out of the house
No,
or
it's
out of the
beautiful.
park. Yeah,
Yeah, I love it. It's like
super
it's like
cool.
really cool take on like a retro style, with a little bit more like
Yeah,
styling to it, not just a straight swoop or a straight like panel, giving it
right.
away flares and stuff. I mean, it's bitching, dude. It's super
Yeah.
nice. I'm
So
super
yeah,
into it.
it's good. Did we see? I don't think you saw the side panels or the
No,
side covers. Was a tank on it? I don't even remember.
no, a tank.
So
I don't believe the tank was on it either.
this is like a dude. It's wider than it looks. I'm sorry, I'm bouncing around, but
You're fine.
that's a full. I think it's like a little over 3 gallon tank,
Wow.
flat bottom tank, sportster tank. Um, I tucked in the sides because they flare out like
Yep.
even like a stock tank if you look from the back, just so it rounded in.
Yep.
Um, took a little pie cut out so it's nice and narrow in the back. Um, Side covers. These are handmade aluminum. I was gonna take nest covers and try to heat form them. So because
Yep.
obviously this is a different angle and they come up a little bit, and I got boat foam and took a foam impression from the back side of the panel and was gonna shave them down, but I couldn't get it to lay smooth. I was like, fuck that, I'll just make aluminum ones. So haven't done a bunch of aluminum work, but these are aluminum side covers. They turned out fucking killer. Just layered aluminum and did a little inset for
Yeah.
the
Did
mounts, and
you
then they
like?
mount
I mean, did you
underneath.
film any of the process of making this stuff?
A little bit here and there. I'm
Man,
trying to
that's the
go
biggest
through a bunch of it.
downfall of
Right.
all these guys with so much talent like you is you guys forget to fucking film, man.
I know,
You
man.
know, I want to see you making these side covers.
But you get so much so much footage. Especially on
Yeah,
an iPhone, like
yeah.
trying to figure out all shit. But
We'll just
so
gotta
we'll go
hire
back.
camera crews.
Right. Somebody named Steve did this for me. It's just a quick cover. So I
A
left all
fancy
this stuff
guy.
that my homeboys did. Uh, I left it in raw. So Steve, thank you, Steve, for doing this.
That guy
Just a
sounds real
quick
fancy.
cover, right? I'm not a huge Grateful Dead, but that's on there. Justin, my machinist, did the bases for my foot pegs
Those
for
pegs are
them.
cool. Quilty said he wants to
Yeah,
see
they're
a
pretty
better
good.
picture of them.
Of the pegs.
Yeah, those are cool pegs, man. I
Yeah,
actually have a
they're
close up picture of them too from
so.
Texas. I took.
Yeah, I'll walk you around.
There we
They
go.
start off as these. It's just a laser cut piece,
Yep.
and then
Still
the
cool
little
though.
tangs. Yeah, the little tangs are bent up into what that is, and then I just powder coated them
Yeah,
and left the bases
it's
raw.
just a
Yeah,
really cool, simple idea. You know what I mean? Like it's something
Che-
different.
cheese graters is what I call
Yeah,
them. They're
There you go.
Sharp as hell.
Hell
They're
yeah.
almost where there's a little radius in the way they laser cut them just to get rid of some of the sharpness. I don't know how much it got rid of it, but I've got another set on another FXR of mine, and they're almost too sharp. Your foot hardly moves, so
Jeez.
they're good. Yeah. Paul, bare knuckle Paul, my boss, did. I drew these up in Fusion and 3D printed them and proved them out, and then he made them, did it in aluminum for me.
Hell yeah.
And they're just simple. So
They're
this has
cool
got,
as shit.
yeah, it's got a half round that's flat here, if you will.
Yep.
And then it sits flat and just simple. Obviously, I didn't have to deal with the stock rear end. I hate the fucking. Yeah. I don't mind stock FXR struts, but they get so bulky up here, and you're basically just covering.
They stick out real far.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, those look good. Those look good. I mean, they match again. Though it's like those strut covers or those struts match the bike perfectly. You know.
Yeah, they turned out super bitchin'. They did a great job. And then this is 1.5 inches, if I remember right. So I had to do the whole swing arm to fit the frame, obviously, just because it's narrower. And I had my sponsor, if you will, TPJ Brian Shimke, did the axle adjusters, and they've got a little plate in here. So that's a lock plate that goes over the 12-point ARP.
Yep.
Yeah, just simple stuff. And this stainless adjuster, it's a big block adjuster inside there. Yeah.
Now, can you go to the back of the motorcycle so we can actually see how wide it actually is? Oh yeah,
For sure.
I could see a huge difference just in the video. You know, like how it's way fucking narrow.
Yeah, you lose the hips.
Yeah.
Like the stock FXR sticks out. It widens so much here. So I got rid of all that, the hips, if you will.
Yep.
The saddlebag on a woman. Just widened out too much. They're just, when you go to a chain drive, there's so much room. You can see it's tight.
Oh yeah.
Up against the frame. I've got a flat spot in the frame up here. I get that. Just clearance the chain a little bit. But it's about
the chain clearance it itself, or you made it that way?
No. It's built into the frame.
Gotcha. You knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. Is that horrible?
No, smarter than me. Okay. I would have let the chain do it.
Looks wide, you can see it. No, it's all good. It smacks a little bit on the primary.
And that's just probably from the shock height. Yeah.
Shout out to Legends for taking care of me on the shocks. And I hit you up about the BDL. I was a little worried. So did we talk about this already? I can't remember. So I had a stock primary set up.
Yep.
And when I looked from back here, the primary was out to here.
Oh yeah.
Just a stock primary case. And I was like, oh fuck, I'm screwed. And got to looking at dry stuff, and I hit you up pretty quick because I knew you had to run a BDL on the trike and have one on your Road Glide.
Yep.
So I got this coming and did it. It narrows it up nice.
You know,
it's loud and
I fucking love the way belt drives sound, dude. I think they sound so fucking cool. You know, I don't know what it is.
No, it turned out good. Didn't have nothing major. Didn't have any problems with it other than it slaps. I mean, with an FXR, you can't change the tension on the belt. You're stuck just because your center of your, it's not like an Evo where you can spread it out, or like a shovel head where you can put something in there to push the motor back or the transmission back. You're stuck with that distance, so it slaps. But other than that, it's not going to break that belt.
No,
that was great. Looks cool.
Yeah.
Never expected to have another belt drive on a FXR, but here it is.
What did you end up doing for front suspension? Did you do the Legends in there also?
Brawny from Speed Merch gave me the preload adjusters, and it's Race Tech.
Gotcha.
Race Tech internals. Then stock lowers, 2000 lowers, Brembos obviously, or take off Brembos and bare knuckle fork brace, clinch.
Yep.
Clinch fork brace and stock trees, and yeah, it's a budget build. Then I'm pretty proud of this little splitter.
Oh yeah.
I'm
That's
actually I might sell these. We'll see. So I sent Scott Wheeler one of these in a stock with, but it's just it's a stainless tube threaded.
Yep.
So you just run the banjos. I'm not a big fan of the big bulky. I got one.
Now there's only like one or two really nice ones on the market. Yeah. I'm not a fan of that one either.
No, you're stuck with that width.
Yep.
And for this, I want it nice and narrow, and I can get it nice and tight.
Yep.
Up here, like it doesn't even. It's as tight as you can get it, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, instead of it would be out to here, you know.
Yeah.
You'd be sticking way the fuck out here, and
yeah, it'd be like your brakes were wearing braces.
Right. Exactly. So
yeah.
If anybody wants one, hit me up. But I'll do a custom width. I've got a bunch of those. I had a bunch of these laser cut, the little tabs.
Okay.
And then just whatever tube length you want. 3/8 24.
Easy.
Simple. Strong arm risers, and these are Zombie Performance bars. And then I wish I had this down. Should I drop the lift?
You can. That's cool that you use Zombie Performance bars. Stefan makes some cool stuff, man.
He does. They're good bends.
Oh yeah.
And you can get. I'm not that dude. I love your bars. We run them on everything.
Oh yeah.
But without pardon me, without running any wiring, I don't need any holes. So
yeah. 100%.
Sorry, I'll step away.
You're fine.
Chopper. He does bars by order basically. So I
yeah.
Get
yep. When I used to ride choppers back in the day, I used to run his riserless rabbit ear bars on my fucking shovel head.
Yeah, he does some cool shit.
He does. He's a really talented dude, man, for sure.
So then, my buddy Larry turned me on. Lone Star Larry.
Oh yeah.
Turned me on to Magura.
Yep.
Hand controls, and they are super affordable. And radial brakes, radial clutch.
Huh. They're kind of like the Brembo controls, huh?
They are at a quarter, if not less, of the price, dude.
Ooh.
The only thing is, they don't do what I ran into. Is they only have a 7/8 clamp, and there's not enough meat to bore them out.
Gotcha.
So if you look close, I've got my bar stepped down.
Oh yeah.
And then back up to 1 inch. I was going to try to do a 7/8 throttle, but I had all the shit, so I just stepped down the bar, and it clean. Well, this is flusher and looks,
It looks cool.
Simple.
I like that little step down. I didn't notice that. That is cool.
Yeah. And the brakes are killer, man. And they do a couple different lengths this is the shorter lever. And then they've got a couple different reservoirs. This is a small reservoir. The brake actually comes with a bigger one, which I ended up putting down here.
Oh yeah.
For the rear brake. And then bought another clutch, which is like a small, I forget how many cc's, but it's a smaller size. Yeah. And they come out.
What gauge is that?
What's that?
What's the gauge?
Speed Hut. So it's a custom Speed Hut gauge.
Oh, cool.
It's not the GPS. They make a GPS one where you can hide a GPS sensor. But you have to have it's got to be basically kind of unobstructed.
Yep.
So it'll pick up, all the satellites and shit.
Yep.
This is the one that runs off the speed sensor. And then what I did, so the only downfall is it's got a ring mount. So cup is just spring. I made a cup for it that is just spring mounted to the back.
I fucking love that.
But it's got the.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's got the ring that mounts it, but
Yeah.
there's no back screws to like do a traditional Harley
Yeah.
style mount. But yeah, it's fucking cool. I love it.
Yeah. I fucking love that little spring
Yeah,
mounted deal. That's fucking rad.
yeah, and yeah.
What did you use for the like the brain? I guess for the wiring, did you use an M unit?
I did not. I don't have turn signals. It runs just a key switch starter,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
then I forget what wiring harness I ran, but it's a single plug twin cam plug ignition. So it's a late model. Looking for the box right now. It's the later model twin cam carbureted, like up to when they stopped doing carburetor, but it's the single
Yeah.
plug Deutsch 12-pin plug or whatever.
What carburetor
Yeah,
are you
it's
running on
pretty
that bike?
simple. That's a Screaming Eagle. What's stock?
Gotcha.
It's a step up. Not stock is a step up from stock. You're quizzing
Yeah,
me. I
yeah.
should have wrote all this. They still sell. I bought this from the dealership. It's a
Oh,
fucking
wow.
CV carburetor. Screaming Eagle
Gotcha.
CV carb. They do. I forget what size it is. What's stock? What's a stock CV carb? 39 mil? No,
I thought it was
there's a big
40.
one. 40. So it's a
Yeah.
44 CV. Thank you.
Gotcha. That
I
thing will
like
run
CV
forever.
carburetors. Yeah, they run
Yeah.
great. I cut my teeth on bad jet kits in the dealership.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I would have customers come in and put no hate on Dynojet, but their jet kits can suck sometimes, especially if you don't know what they're doing. And
Yep.
they'd have customers come in, their bike running like shit. So I figured out how to work on CV carburetors pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
So always been a fan. They're not as snappy as a Makuni,
Nope.
but I like them. So
But they
this has got
run.
a 44. We've got that blower bike we did for the Magnet Charger 124.
Uh-huh.
That's got a 51 millimeter CV
Ooh. Hot damn.
that we found. It might have been the last in the country, but it's
Wow.
a good thing. Yeah. They made them for like the 110s when they first came out with the 110 kits back in like 06,
Yep.
07, I guess.
Yep.
They had like a 1.3 and a 110 upgrade. They still had carbureted bikes. They had that CV carburetor, and we found one. Came with the carburetor, a couple jets, and like the whole air cleaner and a whole bunch of shit.
Do you
But dude,
remember when Screaming Eagle and Holly did a dual throat carburetor?
oh yeah, I've got one of those laying around.
Yeah, I got one brand new in the box still.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, like every single piece is there, brand new in the
All,
box.
all I've ever done with those is take them off and put a stock CV back on. But
I'd like to use it on something because it's fucking cool, but I heard it's a fucking nightmare.
yeah, I've got one in a box, and I had a buddy who wanted to build a bike with one, and we never made a trade, but
Yeah,
got one laying around.
yeah, they're
Dude, my
cool though.
shovel head CV carburetor
Oh
on my
yeah,
shovel head. Their Sean Long Imperial House Customs paint job.
yep,
Have you seen this? The
yeah.
pinstripes fade from red
Oh yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
like a
You
light
you
orange. Yeah,
that
this
oh
is
the
at Mama
pinstripe
Tried.
that
Yeah, the
pinstripe
pinstripe.
has the fade in it. Wow.
It goes. He
I know I've seen
faded
this
back
in
and forth,
person,
but
but I don't think I stared at it a whole lot.
yeah, Sean's a dude. He's a gangster. You can see
Oh
it
yeah.
better on the top, where it goes from that red down to like that lighter orange.
Well, I have a tank that he painted that
Pretty
hangs in
cool.
my family room.
That's right.
Yeah, that one that he raffled off like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah, we
my
figured that
son
out
made a
at
mount
Mama
for
Tried.
it on the lathe one day, and it hangs in my family room. Been there ever since.
He's a good dude.
Oh
He's
yeah, he's a very talented
he
painter.
could be one of my best friends.
Oh,
Don't tell him that though. I
I
don't
thought
know
I
if he
was your best
deserves
friend, but
that.
that's fine. That's cool. It's cool to
He's
hear this
such a good
information
dude.
over a live YouTube broadcast.
I've got lots of best friends.
Right? Right?
Don't-
I'm your California best friend.
right? Don't tell Quilty. I think
Yeah.
Quilty's watching. He's my best friend too.
Well, we can talk. He's just typing, so we're good.
Right?
Oh man. Well, Mike, I just want to say thank you for showing us your bike, dude. It's really cool to hear the story and everything. It's I'm very proud of you, excited that you made it, it was a beautiful thing to see in person, and I'm beyond pumped for you, dude. Um
Thanks, homie.
Thank you for taking the time and hanging out with us.
Dude, thank you. Look at this helmet.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
If you guys are interested in Simpson helmets, I'm going to tell you, this is the nicest helmet I've ever had.
Yeah, is it nice?
Oh, for sure. Thank you so much for selecting me. If you
Yeah.
need a helmet rack, a place to hang it,
Oh, that's
you can hit
cool.
me up too, right?
Hell yeah.
Hit me up on Instagram.
Well, tell people
And,
where to follow
dude,
you that don't know where to
for
follow
sure.
you. What's your Instagram handle?
9Finger Fabrication.
Nine
The
Finger
number
Fabrication.
9Finger Fabrication. If
Yep.
you don't know, I do a ton of tools for engine building. I do crankcase plugs, the best magnetic lifter holder
The
on the market.
original. The
Yeah.
original and best.
Hold on. It's yeah. I'll show you one. I got one right here. Adjustable, dude. I know
Yep.
there's a bunch of people out there with them. It's
Yep.
awesome. I've sold. Dude, it's crazy to think how many I've sold of these. You can buy them at Lowbrow. You can buy them in Europe. You can buy them everywhere. But
Hell
it's
yeah.
the best magnetic lifter holder. Crankcase plugs, lifter organizers, sprocket locking tools,
Yep.
primary chain alignment tools,
Some
oil
of the
plug
some of the best
covers,
well
whole
thought
bunch of
out
shit.
tools you'll ever find for working on your Harley.
Yeah, simple, affordable
Yep.
stuff. And
Yep.
yeah, I'll
Mikey,
try.
you're
I'm
the
trying,
man.
trying to make it in this world, Steve. I appreciate you,
Yep.
buddy.
Just like we all are, brother. Well, I love you. Tell Finn and Drea I said hello. Give them hugs and kisses for me.
I
I
will,
love you
for
guys.
sure.
You guys have a very happy new year. I'll talk to you in the next couple of days, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I'll be at Cycle Showcase in St. Louis. Somebody asked.
Yep.
That's my local show. I'll be selling tools, and the FXR will be in the show, and then we'll
Cool.
be at Mama Tried with my bike and the shop bike. So
I'm gonna
yeah,
miss Mama Tried this year. I'm sorry. I'm gonna
I
miss I'm
understand.
gonna miss our time together,
Yeah,
but
no worries.
hopefully
You
they
take
save
care of
my butt
yours.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
for sure.
All right, brother.
Thanks.
I will
Thanks
talk
for
to you
doing this.
soon.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you again.
Woo.
Bye.
Later.